Okay, so as I said, the WSOP is going on right now as we speak. Actually, I think the final three start today. They might even be in progress right now. Um, so this tournament was actually the biggest in history as far as the WSOP. It had over 10,000 entrants, which is huge. At $10,000 a buy-in, so over $100 million in the prize pool. First place is 12.1 million, just massive. And right now, it's actually three U.S. guys. So, yeah, the U.S. poker players typically are some of the better players. But the European guys are coming out, and they're pretty damn good too. But this year, it's the three top U.S. guys, or the three top guys are U.S. guys. So I'm gonna read this article from Forbes. It's Forbes. Take it with a grain of salt. Forbes is kind of a dumpster fire, but here goes. Let's see what they have to say about this. It's not article, so it should be okay. Okay, so the cards are in the air and the betting and raising has begun at the WSOP final table for the main event. The World Series of Poker World Championship main event has played down from a record-breaking 10,043 entries to the final table of 9 players in the WSOP main event at the Horseshoe in Las Vegas. None of the gladiators or legends of the game made the final table, but some interesting storylines have continued through the main event. I was able to talk with some of the final table participants at the Horseshoe on Saturday. So that's typical now. As far as some of the big names that you'll see, if you're watching poker, if you've watched poker for years on TV, and guys like Phil Ivey or Daniel Negreanu and all these kind of guys, it's very rare that they'll make a final table at this event. Obviously, they got to go through 10,000 players this year, and they have a name, so they have this target on their back. So guys are gunning for them. You got guys that are, you know, that don't really care. It's not as prestigious for them, or the money doesn't really matter, or something. One of the two. Maybe they don't care that much to necessarily win the title, or they don't think they're going to, or they don't give a shit about the money. But they're like, they'll take a badge of honor for knocking out Daniel Negreanu on their table or something, right? So these guys have got to survive, and it's typically quite hard. So here's the I'll show you here. This is the final 9 as of it was 2 days ago, I guess. Now I'll tell you where they're at if you aren't current. So this is the final 9 here: Stephen Jones, Juan Mercedes, Daniel Holzner. Never heard of any of these guys. Adam Walton, Ruslan Friedrich, Dean Hutchison, Toby Lewis, Daniel Weinman, and Jan Peter Jachman. Right now, it's down to Stephen Jones, Adam Walton, and Daniel Weinman. I know that because I'm current with this, but and as I said, they're probably right now playing. So who knows where they're at? As far as I saw, I think Stephen Jones is the chip leader with about 200 million chips. So he's got quite a lead on the other guys. And I think the low stack would be what's his face? It might be Wyman. Actually, I think it's Wyman because I think Walton took out uh, the 4th place guy, and I think he has 163 million or something like that in chips. Fun fact: I know a guy named Adam Walton, so that's kind of funny. But yeah, so if you haven't already, Poker Go, I think online will play it. If you haven't checked that out, and I think you can actually check it out. They're a little behind because I think they don't have the TV rights necessarily, but it should be pretty good. I always like watching the final table of these kinds of tournaments. I mean, it's a little bit long because obviously you're playing for $12 million. Second place is like 6, and third place is like 4.5 or something. So the swing is massive. So, and they're not allowed to make deals. I'm pretty sure they're not allowed to make deals because in a lot of other tournaments, you're allowed to make deals for to split the money, and then they play for a certain amount to get first. So they might be able to, but I'm guessing probably not. Anyways, so if you want to catch this ought to be pretty good. And if you are a poker fan, this is the big league. So this is the one to watch.